Hello and welcome, my name is 𝙱𝚒 and now we can continue our level journey in Fallout New Vegas Old World Blues DLC. How's everybody's day? My day has been going pretty okay. And now, let's go and find all audio samples for the Yuga box. Let's go. And there was few robot scorpions in here and I cleaned them up. And also I sell some stuff, etc. And now, let's go. What the fuck is that? Yeah, that thing is maybe a little bit too big for me. Okay, let's see if there's anything useful in here. Nothing. Oh. Okay, anything useful in here? I'm literally just getting everything that we can find in here. Okay, we have the sonic emitter thing, so we can use that one to open that door. And also we have to fix ourselves. Okay. Yes.
Let's make this sporty.
Okay, nothing else in here. Okay, and I think okay, that robot is not gonna be so interested on us, hopefully. Okay, sonic emitter. Open. And we die. Well, that didn't take long. Less than 3 minutes and we are dead. And we need to do all that again. I guess. Yeah. We need to do all of that again. Okay.
Defiant to the end!
Okay, let's loot this place again. This is not gonna go well for me, I'm pretty sure about that.
Wait for it to come to you, my pet.
Okay. Thank you. A lot of nice stuff here. Okay. To the next one. Okay. Okay, maybe we can activate that turret somehow. Okay, let's open this one. Okay, we get a few pulse grenades. Okay. Nope. Close enough. Okay, come on. Can you write those a little bit faster? Thank you. I'm gonna be pretty much dead pretty soon. Come on. It can't be that hard to get one freaking terminal open. Finally. Okay. Okay, those things gonna destroy the robot.
An intruder is... Ah, there's our victim.
Okay, there was a little lag spike there.
This is a pre-recorded attack message indicating my desire to commit violence on you.
Okay, let's open this terminal. Okay, that was brain one thing was the right one.
Is this thing on? This is Mobius. Dr. Mobius. We're initiating some kind of emergency test shutdown. In 5, 4, as in forbidden.
Yep.
3, as in tree. 2, as in two protest.
Okay. You have found a recalibration file for the sonic emitter. Okay, we got the liar. And nothing else. Okay. Okay, let's destroy the robot. Okay, a little bit closer maybe. Okay, that did some damage at least. Okay, well, let's try this one. Okay, the giant robot has been defeated. Oh! Well, thank you. Okay. Wait, there's a door. That is not where we came from, though. I didn't notice even this one. Okay, this looks exactly like the think tank. Okay, we have found Dr. Mobius.
A neutron attached to the meson. Meson's connected to the proton.
Well, let's see if there's anything useful in here. I'm pretty sure that he's not gonna care if we loot his place. Thank you, thank you. I have no idea even how much stuff I have already found in here. Okay, to the next room. Thank you. Well, that cabinet was empty. Thank you. There's a lot of stuff. Brain tank. So is that my brain? I'll always take that one as well. Thank you. Okay, there's 2 more doors. I have no idea if we're gonna find any. Okay, have medium mentats in here. Okay, there's a picture of the original group. Okay, 1 more door. Thank you. Hopefully at least some of these things that we have found in here will be useful. Well, at least we find ammo.
I do so love integers.
Dr. Mobius scrubs. Okay, let's talk to Mobius.
Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
Okay, so better.
Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat?
Thanks.
I love mentats. Delicious
So
and
basically,
smarty.
Dr. Mobius
I have all sorts of amazingly science-terrific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
I was curious about some things.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
Ooh. Okay. Let's... that one.
They said I'm having... The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good.
Yeah,
better.
This guy is absolute
Oh.
case.
Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon mentats break.
Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Yep. Why is that a problem?
I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh, well.
I was curious about some things.
I find things...
Okay. Can you tell me about your robot scorpions?
Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought, but they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger.
Yeah,
then
that was not a
I
good
thought
idea.
about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts.
Okay. You don't seem aggressive, but broadcast stressed think tank.
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
Wait, sounds like you built a robot scorpion issue so let's keep think tank occupied.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. There's some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the reasons better than I do.
Everything you told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name Mobius.
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I. Although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
Okay, you programmed their names as part of recursion loop. What to trap their processors?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then...
Why did you trap them?
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan C's in place, but I may have coded myself to forget them, just in case. Probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here. Or as you like to say, trapped. I prefer to have several Plan B's in case the A's fail.
Okay.
Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world, sense of time and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs. This is now their world, here, Big Mountain. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's my professional opinion, anyway. And I am told I was once quite professional.
That's kind of an asshole thing to do to your friends.
Is it? I suppose it is. But really, they started the whole excrement hole behavior loop in the first place.
If you lobotomized the think tank, why terrorize them?
Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason. That I didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host.
But there must be in other signs of larger world.
There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micromagnifiers. You were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle, a uniquity that they had never thought to try in all their countless escape attempts.
Okay. Can you enjoy from that outside cool strength?
Yes, very good. I should have mentats in just you instead of the other way around. Mentats.
Can you enjoy from
In
getting
any
blood
event,
head?
you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis. But it was enough for the autodoc in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem. And the brain extraction technology for once worked. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed.
Okay.
If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial selves into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it. And once they're off the reservation...
So if I don't get my brain back in my head, I can leave ever. So you set up your threats on a loop to keep them occupied. Do you know anything about the other visitors?
Not much, except they contaminated Big Mountain and installed new ideas in the think tank. One caused a great deal of infrastructure damage with his brain and smartiness. Ruthless, that one. Played a little rough with the trains.
What about the third one?
But the last one was the most dangerous. Him, slipping away. That was almost as bad as the think tank escaping.
What do you mean?
The first one, the ruthless one who smashed up our toy trains, asked for weapons, power, items he could use to destroy a nation with force. The other asked a different question, and with it got the true answer about what makes nations and what breaks them. He spoke to the think tank to climb, showed them the flag of the old world, and it made them remember all of it, all that had happened. They shared things with him that they shouldn't. He now carries those ideas, that knowledge elsewhere.
Okay, so you set up your threats to loop to keep them occupied.
Yes, I certainly wouldn't loop it on purpose. I am far too sophisticated to make such a childish error.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think they understood either. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. And along with the emotional download, other data rides the fear carrier wave. It prompted them to focus on retrieving those technologies and bring them to attack me. And coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are needed to put a brain, your brain, back into its skull properly.
What was the purpose of the technology?
The X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency thought patterns. The sneaky suit? Why, it houses a cardiac regulator. And the sonic sound wave projecto emitter was never intended as a weapon. It was a medicinal vertebrae pulse desensitizer. In short, brains, a heart, and courage. Spine. I think there was a story once where a band of murderous thugs sought these things. They had them all the time in the story. Didn't stop them from murdering to get them. And it won't stop the think tank either.
Was there any other data transmitting in your threat broadcast?
Yes, my overly aggressive cammed-up broadcast was designed to keep reinforcing the forget, fear, rinse, and repeat program. Oh, and the get me the things to castrate your only possible escape attempt. But I couldn't delete you or your arrival any more than I could the other visitors. Only so much science can do when you started talking to them. You're really quite difficult to ignore, you know. It's because you're, well, rather intriguing, if you'll forgive an old brain for saying so.
This dialogue gonna go. But the think tank downloaded the schematics, not the items. They can rebuild them.
Oh, that means my plan is a total failure. That is unfortunate. Oh well, at least I tried.
Okay. Well, let's go back. Actually, yeah, let's go back. Don't die. Of course. Of course you died for that one, but you didn't die on this big scorpion explosion friggin' thing. Okay. Let's go back to the think tank. That is the only thing that we can actually now do. Go back to the think tank and see if we're gonna get our brains back. Okay, let's see. Yep, let's go then to the samples, to the sink. After that, let's get our brains back.
What's that? Right on.
Okay. Field research completed. And now okay, let's see, can we complete this one as well? Actually, let's take one 𝚘𝚘𝚛 and see. Okay, 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, where are you?
I don't understand. Klein's an impatient man. Wouldn't keep him waiting.
Okay. Oh.
I might as well take Dala up on that selfie.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I might as well.
Okay, let's see.
You should really see.
Let's see if Klein knows anything. Okay, so far. Okay, I have really no other ideas how we're gonna get
Klein!
that. Okay, so we need to get that one thing, one score higher. And let's see what this was. Okay, it was intelligence, so let's see if we have anything for that. Let's see.
Klein's an impatient.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. 0. I am 0. How hard is that? A narrow, thin 0.
I don't know. Oh, sounds more.
0's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if we have anything else what we can use. Well, technically we can just take one more of those.
Finds an impatient.
Intelligence 8 out of 9.
I might.
Well, that mission is completed. And now we have only one thing left, and it's getting our brains back from the Forbidden Zone. But before that, I'm gonna check one little thing.
Might I be of service?
Let's see, and we don't have money, so let's sell
Might I be
everything
of
what we collected. Actually, that one.
Might I be of
And
Got any more?
okay, that one is completed.
Well,
Okay. Okay, let's go
No?
and get the brains back from the Forbidden Zone. So I guess we have to now go talk to our brain, which sounds absolutely horrendous and very weird that we need to talk to our own brain. But hey, I must say that that is literally the weirdest thing that I have ever heard in my whole life. Let's
I'm running out of floor space for my calculations.
well, thank you.
I'm having.
Okay, nothing.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Why are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
I don't think so. Of course you are responsible, you are my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you are source of the most of those glands unless you are arguing that my thyroid is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Admit yours as the glandular as I am.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
Don't you want to reunite? I thought you'd be happy to get my back to my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
But what about the good things? What about the good breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Yeah, it's just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones.
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we are at 𝚕𝚙. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we are separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, Brain? Join me for some more wild adventures.
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem.
What?
Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why, they promised to put us together once I did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me, I know you don't want to let that happen anytime any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go.
Right! Look out, think tank! This brain is coming out of its jar! I suppose now that we're reunited,
Make up your mind
you want to
about
fill your
your brain.
torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodoc can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Okay. So, I guess this is gonna be probably the final episode of this DLC. Because when we get our heart, etc. back, we are gonna leave this place. And I must say that I'm actually waiting for that. Not because I don't like this DLC or anything like that, it's because I wanna get the next DLC as well. To the Zinc balcony. Okay, Autodoc, do your
You
worst.
require some addition.
Okay. And then spine.
You require some. You require some.
And then the brain. Oh.
You require.
Might I be of...
Well, technically we don't have anything that we can sell. But there's one thing that I need to do. I need to collect my stuff. Okay, how much we have to do? What? Oh. Ouch! That's more what I expected. Okay. Okay, not even the buff outs helped in this point. We definitely can't even run. Okay, to the think tank. So the clean awaits makes you prepare to finish this once and for all. Yeah, this gonna take some time to get there. Okay, they're awaiting us. So that's just one little thing. Yeah, not even that worked. Okay, Mr. Klein.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain, and now you and I are going to settle things. Ooh, there is that option that you may have noticed that pacification field is down. Guess what happens now?
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Okay, you think I am total no for my Skullhouse brain of Mobius?
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Nothing is impossible for science missions. Lasers, atoms, brainwaves, all are at my command.
You speak the truth. And the decibel variation in your voice, it is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
I offer a deal. Stay here, stay put, and I'll let you leave.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
I will permit you to do this for me.
Partner with you? My foe? My rival? My foremost critic? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
Perfect. Leave the think tank. Okay. Is there anything else? Because there's... Oh, so we can leave any way, like to the sink or to the big mountain. Well, let's take the big mountain.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others, which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The 𝚒 Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new. and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The 𝚒𝚐 Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant, and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The 𝚒𝚐 continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other 𝚒𝚐 personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy, except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone.
Okay,
well,
so far everybody has a happy ending.
Was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
Wow.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside.
Good.
They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond. Although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills.
Yep.
All misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
You have lost the brainless perk. You gained the big brain perk. Your brain is back to your body, but some of the advanced technologies remain. Your head still cannot be crippled, but you are only 10% more resistant to addiction now. Supplementally, your damage stress has improved by 10. You acquire the Big Mountain transponder. It's capable of transporting you and you alone between the Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to Mojave and go back to the Big Mountain from the Mojave, simply equip the transponder as you would any weapon, pull the trigger, and away you go. Note that it won't work in the interiors or in combat situations. It's also incapable of harming your enemies. Well, let's try. Okay, let's add this one first. and back to the Mojave. And now, thank you for watching and hopefully you enjoyed this part of the Fallout New Vegas series. This DLC, Old World Blues, is now completed, and in the next episode of this game, I still haven't decided what will be the next thing to do. Keep opening these places, or okay, there's Ball 19. I haven't noticed that one yet. But we have Northern Passage. Okay, we have 3 more DLCs. The Northern Passage, aka Happy Trails Expedition. Then we have the Reunion, which is in the Canyon Wreckage, and then we have the Sierra Madre Grand Opening, which is right here, abandoned boss bunker, Predator of Steel. I think the next will be, I guess it will be that Divide, that the Reunion will be the next one, but I haven't decided yet. Well, you're gonna see it. But now it's time to say thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this DLC as much as I did and the main game. And hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell on, leave a comment down below what you think about this episode, and thank you for watching, and check the mod list down below in the description area, and under that there's my social media links. Go check them out, and see you in the next video. Reaper logs out, and thank you for watching.